Hey YouTube, it's Lauren and welcome back to my channel. Well, it's been a long 4 months, but I am back and it feels so good. And it feels like the old Lauren's back. The old Lauren, the 18-year-old Lauren. So I'm very happy, as I'm sure you can tell. A lot's happened since my last video. I stopped the Lyrica. That was my last life update. I stopped Lyrica and told you guys I wanted to come out the mental health system. And let's just say the past 4 months did not go to plan. Fortunately, it's a happy ever after, but with every happy ever after, you have to go through some downs to get the ups. So what happened? I stopped taking Lyrica and upped my codeine intake. And I became a codeine addict, as in taking 2 boxes a day, 60 tablets. It got really bad. And I went and got the balls up to go and get help. I intentionally was going to try and stop it by myself at home, with the support of my wonderful parents. But it definitely was not something that I felt was the right decision for me. Now that doesn't mean that you can't do it at home, and that doesn't mean that the only way is to go into a mental health unit. But that was my way of going through the system. So what happened? So 6 weeks ago today, I went in the mental health unit, which is still crazy. Six weeks ago, it's been a long 6 weeks. So 6 weeks ago tomorrow, I stopped taking codeine. I am now being clean for 41 days. Not that I'm counting. I am counting. It takes 60 days to get out your system. So on July 15th, expect a video, because there will be, well, hopefully champagne, and a lot of celebration. But I've learned a lot in the past 6 weeks, and I kind of want to shed that aspect. I mean, quick backstory. I was taking the codeine because I wanted to be numb. I didn't want to feel anything. I wanted to just go through life and not exist and just feel like completely like a zombie, because life hurts and love hurts and shit happens, and I didn't want to deal with it. I'm a very emotional person, and so it takes a lot out of me. Even the smallest things can completely turn me down. I'm very sensitive, and yeah, it's really hard. So that's why I got so hooked on being numb. So what have I learned? Well, I've learned a lot. I've learned how freaking awesome the human body is. I think that's number one. And how awesome you are, how awesome we all are as individuals, that we are so strong. And I think you have to go through a lot of shit, and you need to grow up, and you need to mature, and you need to go at it on your own, as they say, in order to learn anything about yourself, in order to just be, somewhat content and happy with yourself. So that's kind of what's happened the past 6 weeks. I've fell back in love with my life. God, that sounds so corny. Oh, I don't like that line, but I have. I've fell back in love with my life. I've fallen in love with myself. I've really got to know who I am, what makes me tick, what makes me angry, because certain things certainly do. What makes me emotional? What makes me happy? Who makes me happy? Who brings on the anxiety? Like everything, just absolutely everything. I've managed to really sit with feelings, which is something that is completely foreign to me. Not gonna lie, scariest thing. And sitting with depression and anxiety and suicidal thoughts and suicidal feelings. It's not comfortable. It's not easy at any age. And all you want to do when you feel it, feel shit, is to feel better. And when I say I was feeling shit, I mean completely shit. There were several times where I just didn't want to wake up the next morning, and when I did, I cried. Several mornings before I went into hospital, I cried a lot because it was shit, and I don't wonder what is the point of me being here. And I know that's pretty dark, and I know that's pretty deep, but it's the truth. And one thing I've always done on this channel is be honest. And the past few months, I haven't been in my real life. There's a lot of people that I have lost in the past few months because of my dishonesty, because I got sick. And I completely lost my head. I lost touch of reality, and I got really unwell. And if you were one of the people who I hurt, I'm sorry. That's I can't erase what happened. I can't erase those days. I can't erase that night. I can't, and I would love to. I'd love to pretend that with a wave of a magic wand everything just goes back to the way it was, but this isn't a fairy tale. But what I've learned in the past 6 weeks is that you, me, all of us are so freaking strong. It's ridiculous. And we don't know how much resilience that we have until we actually go through shit, which is what I've learned. So basically, what I've really learned is that number one, codeine over long term and abuse is so ridiculously bad. It fucks up your insides, it fucks up your memory, it fucks up your relationships and your finances, all the above. It makes you do things that you never would do, things that go way against who you are as a person. Now, a lot of people who knew me from before I got sick in September know that I got a big heart, I got a big head, I'm loving and bubbly and confident and all the above. But I also struggle. I'm not perfect. I'm definitely sick. And this is going to be a long-term battle. But I went through severe withdrawals with the codeine. When I was in hospital, I threw up blood. I passed out. I lost a lot of weight, not in the healthy way. I threw up nearly every day. I was nauseous. I was scared. I was overwhelmed. But the words of someone very special to me is that when you fall down, you have to pick yourself back up. That's what you do. That's what we all have to do. And this video is to all of my friends out there who have recently been knocked down and think that the mountain's too high to climb, it's too hard to climb it, so let's just give up. Right now's not the time to give up. Right now is the time to pick yourself up and get up that bloody mountain, because the view from the top is so beautiful. And after 6 weeks of not taking anything, I can honestly say it has been the best thing I ever did, because the view is amazing. I've got my life back. I've got a lot of my relationships back that I lost over the past couple of years, and life gets so good when you overcome your biggest nightmares. And that was the purpose of this video, and I really hope you enjoy it. Thank you to everyone who's sent thoughts and prayers. I am so much better now. I am on day 41, which is awesome, and yeah, it's been a great experience. Definitely one that I wouldn't like to redo, but you know, if you are going through something, don't be afraid to ask for help, because help is always there. All you've got to do is stretch your hand out. Even if you feel like you haven't got it in you, you have it in you. Anyone can do anything they set their mind to, and all it takes is a little angel to look over you. So I really hope your angel looks over you tonight. And on that note, I am off. I am in my big winter sweater, and I'm going to go and get cozy for the night. I hope you have the best week, and I will see you very soon. See you guys. Subscribe. Bye.